It seems to have gone now. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Hi, who is that? Sorry, I can't see because there's no name on your phone number.
Oh, okay. It's Cynthia DeLorenzi and Caroline Alexander in New Mexico. Las Cruces.
Hold on, I'm just going to have to take this. This is somebody who's supposed to be on the call. Oh, I have a new phone. Jessica. Say that again, Jessica?
I'm trying to get on to the meeting
for
like 10 minutes now, and it won't let me on. It says you have another meeting in progress with the link that you sent.
Okay, let me send it to you again. I will send it via email.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Sorry about that. That's somebody else trying to get on the call. It looks like I started two links. I got connected to two. I don't know why this keeps happening. So let me just send this notice out to everyone. In the meantime, just say who you are, where you're based, so we can just connect quickly.
Hi, this is Tiffany Rochelle. I am in Hollywood, Florida.
This is Caroline Alexander and Cynthia DeLorenzi in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Hi.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Who do we have? Who else do we have on the call? Hello. I see one more person, and I suspect, am I mistaken? Whoever else is on the call, you must be muted because we can't hear you. And I'm just trying to send the link out again to everyone. Okay, that's sent. I'm going to put it on Facebook as well, in case there's anybody on Facebook. So in the meantime, while I'm doing that, do we just want to have a quick catch up in terms of progress? You guys able to hear me, or do we have a problem with the...
I can hear you.
You can hear me, okay.
Hear you. Cynthia and Caroline can hear you.
Okay.
I was able to register as a speaker, so I was able to do that. I haven't registered yet as an attendee, but I'm going to be doing that this week. So I was able to do that.
Okay, so the issues that everybody was having, has that all been resolved? Because I had a few people get in touch saying they couldn't register. So you didn't have a problem there?
It's fixed.
No.
Okay, so it's all fixed.
Yeah.
That's
Speaker, I haven't been an attendee yet, but as a speaker, I have registered.
fantastic. Thank you for that update, because it's been very frustrating because I don't control the website.
Right.
Yeah, that's controlled by the India office. So it's been really hard for me to try and keep things going. Jessica, thanks for coming online, and sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. I was like, I've been trying to get on for 10 minutes. So I tried messaging you, so finally I called. Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Fantastic. We've got somebody new joining us here. Please say who you are, where you are, how you got connected. Your microphone is muted.
I'll go ahead and start. This is Caroline. I'm connected through Cynthia DiLorenzi, and I'm today here to find out just how many slots you have left for speakers, so that some of the people I've been reaching out to, I can let them know exactly what spots are open, so that I can try to help you fill them.
Okay, so all you have to do is go onto the website. Oh, good, you're unmuted. I was trying to figure out how to do that. On the website, you can see all the speaking slots. We still have a lot of speaking slots because there's 4 to 6 speakers in each hour. So if you go onto, I'll give you the website again.
Yes, please.
You can actually see all the vacant slots. And everybody in our committee, you guys need to register because not everybody is registered yet. And people can't see that this is something viable. So we've got someone new. Please just introduce yourself, say where you're based. Can you hear me now?
Hi, it's Donna Reichman.
Hey, Donna.
Hi. Hi.
And
Hello,
because,
Donna.
Mexico. Hi.
and because we can't see where you're based, reintroduce yourself to everybody.
Okay, I'm in Albuquerque area. So, in Rio Rancho.
Awesome.
Mexico.
Thanks, Donna. It was good seeing you this weekend.
Yes, you as well. Thank you. Hi, Jessica.
Hi there, Donna. Glad you're on the call this morning.
And
Yeah,
we have
thank you.
someone new. We have Miss Jackson. Please introduce yourself. Say where you are.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sharissa Jackson. I'm out of Germantown, Maryland.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome to the call.
Thank you.
So, Jessica, let's just fill everybody in on the magical manifestations of this weekend. We had a fantastic weekend. I attended my first bull sale at Jessica's family's event this weekend. And
Donna was there.
so please fill us in on all the people that
It
we
was
met,
so much fun.
and possibilities that are there.
What's that?
Okay, so number one, let me start from Friday evening. Dr. Roberto Flores, the Dean of the College of Ag at New Mexico State University, is very interested in being a part of this and getting sponsors and possibly scholarships. His main concern is he cannot do it if we are only doing scholarships that attend UNM. But the fact is that with the New Mexico Lottery Scholarship, the kids in New Mexico can go to any university of their choice. So he's more than willing to sponsor if they're able to go. But because the Department of Agriculture at New Mexico State is so huge and so vast with what they offer, it has, through the College of Agriculture and Home Economics, they do hotel management. So people could get into like hotel management, be managers of hotels, restaurants, etc. All the way to entomology, growing vines for wine, different products, chili, pecans, everything else that's going on. And since we're working with the Native American Pueblos and agriculture is a huge sustainable part, he would like to get very involved with this, try to sponsor scholarships or children to, I don't say children, I should say like youth, kids to be getting some scholarships and head out down south to New Mexico State. He can get us whatever kind of speakers we want. He says, just let him know what we want, and he will make sure that his professors and doctors are there, that he has some amazing women that now he's working. He used to work at Lincoln, Nebraska, was the dean of the College of Ag there prior to coming out here to New Mexico. An outside of the box thinker, like most of the women, I'm going to say all the women on this advisory committee are, and as we hope all the women going to this conference are. So that's someone right up our alley. And New Mexico Department of Ag dropped off all the goodie bags. Items to put in the assorted items to put in the goodie bags. So it's like from Dairy Farmers of America, New Mexico Department of Ag. There's some pens, there's some luggage tags, there's some cutting boards, a few like zipped up, like where you can use either for travel or pens to put in the bag. So just a various assortment of items. There was some international people that were there interested in possibly partaking. The sheriff of Doña Ana County, Francisco Vigil, also Getchud finally got to meet him. I had spoken previously to the group on one of the meetings that he and his wife would be great speakers to come on out, especially with ICE issues, border issues, human trafficking issues, a lot of things that we see. The wife also works with teenage youth and women who have gone through many of these situations. So they're interested. They got to make connections. I presented Getchud to all these people as well. On Saturday at the bull sale, there's like 400 people there. Getchud got to meet Max Evans. He's an author. We might be able to get him, but he's much older in age to have him come out and just be a speaker or partake. But he has a lot of vertigo, so I don't know that that would be something he'll be able to do and travel. The Congressman Pierce is very excited. So our district representative for District 4, Congressman Steve Pierce, he's actually on the panel, the national panel that works with human trafficking. So Barbara already emailed me, actually followed up with a link, his assistant, who's a friend of ours as well, to send her the link and send her all the information for the conference. He wants to be there. He wants to be part of it. He wants to be as active as he possibly can and assist us on a national level as well in whatever format he can. And then who else? What else am I missing, Getchud? Those were some of the big things.
I think those are the main ones. And of course, we met a lot of women at the event.
Oh, sorry.
Want to mention a few of them?
So also going into Sunday, I talked to my friends who are of one of the pueblos here. They were there at the bull sale, and I don't think I got to present them to you, Getchud. I tried and then I had to get to work. They are going to, I talked to them a little bit on Saturday, but yesterday they were at the house for breakfast, and so I got to have an extensive conversation with him. So he's going to get my information to the group who has who's the dancers. So they already kind of know. But I also told them extensively about what we're trying to do, how we're trying to do it with the scholarships, etc. And so he's going to pass on the information to the rest of the pueblo. And he's going to also try to get some people involved. So I'm going to email him the link so that he can continue to pass that on. So they're very active and proactive in many positive ways and issues. And then Glenmore Bigay was there as well. And he's Navajo, and he's been trying to get me to come out and virtual awareness, cohesiveness in order to assist people in understanding there's more than just one format of spirituality and doing a workshop. And so he's a good friend of ours, and he's known me since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And so he was there, and we're going to get together as well to try to get him and his people from the Navajo Nation as well out and come. I think that's mostly it. Some of the women there that are excited, even Getchud's friend Angie was there, and hopefully she might even come back out and be a part of this. There's people that are willing to be volunteers. So I just kind of really tried to let Getchud meet a lot of people and network, and between the two of us try to tag team some people that were there. And I think we did a great job. So the networking system is a huge part of it, and there was a lot of men that are interested as well, and I think that's very important, because by empowering men towards the issues and everything we're trying to do, we can also lift up the positivity of all of our goals.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting event. I feel really blessed to have attended it. Thank you for organizing my being there.
Of course, my pleasure.
So just to fill you in on what we did last week, there were 3 or 4 of us who met out at the venue in Mesa de Sol, just doing an audit of the rooms that are available and how we're going to use them, and kind of trying to assess how many booth space we could sell. Unfortunately, the phone that I used to record all the videos and the photographs got smashed this weekend. So I am without my phone. So I'm sorry I can't even report back because we recorded the meeting and all of that is gone.
It wasn't by a bull, I promise, at the bull sale, though.
I just smashed it in the corner of my pocket as I was closing the car door. So I've lost my phone. But what we did identify was we made a decision on the rooms. Rachel is now going to draw up the map and allocate the different rooms where the different plenary sessions will happen. And we also identified that we could sell probably 20 booth space, 20 tables at $500 each. And I think Rachel managed, not Rachel, Jessica managed to sell one table to the Department of Agriculture already. So we need to get out there.
We can't hear you, Rose.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now we can.
Okay, so I was saying we need to get out there and sell the tables.
So I have a quick question. How did you come up with the rate of $500 for the vendor tables? And who are your targeted vendors?
So we, in the last meeting where we met in Albuquerque, we kind of thought, let's try and target people who have product, people who have an interest in women, people in business are the main targets for the $500 tables, and they will be inside the building as opposed to outside. We haven't got the go-ahead yet from the guy who coordinates what happens on the grounds of this building. Rachel is meeting with him this week. And with his permission, we can then allocate sections of the place around the building where we can have booths as well at a lower price.
Okay, here's my input on that, if you don't mind. The reason being is because I don't do vending, but of course I've done a lot of events, and I have friends that are in vending. And one of the things that I know it's important for us to do when doing vending is think about the win-win for the vendors, because even though we may get a higher rate for them to come, also the consideration is how many people will actually be there, and them also having being able to recover the cost. Because a lot of times you have like a $500 is like a fee that you have sometimes when somebody's at a 2,000 to 3,000 person event. So that's kind of on the high end of a vending fee. Just from my experience. So you might want to consider that, unless you're only targeting Fortune 500 companies or larger people. And even then, I mean, they'll have space for it, but just considering the amount of people that we're expecting to attend versus the charge that they get, because of course vendors want to recover their money. So just taking that consideration on the fee.
We had a discussion about that because my initial reaction was...
Oh, she just went down.
Oh.
Yeah, she just went down.
Are you guys back?
Hello?
Okay, now we can hear you. Go ahead. What were you saying, Gertrude?
I was saying that the decision was made based on a conversation we had around an average price that would work. And the people who are actually going to be sponsoring the 500 tables are also co-sponsoring 10 girls. So it's not just a booth fee, but they're the ones who are going to be going towards paying for our young people to come for free.
Okay.
So you remember how we said that we want to co-sponsor?
This is Caroline. That was actually the question I have, what they're going to get in, am I on mute?
No, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, great. Is what they're going to get for that 500. And also is, I'm not.
We've lost you now.
I understood that. That's great. But the other question I had that might be a good selling point for this as well for $500 table, because it is important to the vendors to get that back. But if it's also a tax deduction, I don't know if WEF is actually a 501c.
We're not, but we.
Is it a charitable organization as well?
We are not yet
Okay,
in the
Get You
United
keeps freezing, so I'm going to try to take this one just since I have a little bit of background in what's going on with that. So,
Okay, great.
WEF is not a 501c yet, but what we are doing is we're linking up with the Center for Peace and Justice, a 501c. So they are going to,
Great.
Get You, I was kind of
Value
taking that
add.
over because you were freezing. So that's what we're doing with the nonprofit. We're working with them for this year so that by next year we can actually get all the paperwork in and have everything where it's just Women's Economic Forum Albuquerque under the same bank account. So that was kind of what we were doing on that part and that end. But I do agree with everyone. We need to have another sponsor write-up, not just the sponsor for the 2000, the larger one, the bronze, silver, platinum one. We need to have one for table sponsors and then write up saying how many people they're sponsoring. But instead of saying maybe 5 women, maybe say that they get, by their $500 purchase, they get to sponsor 8 women and they get 2 free registrations for themselves because they are there and they might want to attend and partake in some of the things going on. So that is 10 people total.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
Mhm.
That they will
So
be,
the value add is that they get to actually show their products, they get to have a tax deduction, and they're actually sponsoring women to come to the event, young women.
yes. And
Okay,
even
that's-
it could even be people from their organization, you know, like we were talking about companies like Dove, companies that have female products. They could be sponsoring part of their staff to come and attend the event as well for training.
Does Dove have a manufacturing or office in Albuquerque or in New Mexico at all?
I'm just giving that as an example that those are the kind of companies we can target. I'm not sure. But any companies that are producing female products could be potential sponsors. Make sense?
Okay. Yep, sure does.
Like right now, the girls in Las Cruces. Cynthia, are you still there? Is Cynthia still on the call?
Hello?
Are you there, Cynthia?
Yes.
So
She
you know
froze
that
again.
Facebook is launching in Las Cruces, right? Cynthia, are you still there?
Yes, Cynthia's still here.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay, so I was just saying, are you guys aware that Facebook?
So one thing I forgot to mention, I apologize. I have had a very busy week, and hopefully by Wednesday things will calm for me on my end with our annual bulls. So we had like 400 people on Saturday. But I went to doTERRA. I was invited to go to a doTERRA.
Jessica,
Yes, can you hear me?
can I just stop you because I was just having a conversation with Cynthia for a
Oh,
second.
I apologize. I slipped away real quick.
Okay, so I was saying to Cynthia and the girls in Las Cruces, Facebook
Yes.
is now in Las Cruces in a big way. They are building a massive plant out there.
Los Lunas.
Los Lunas, sorry. And I'm talking to the Economic Development Office to give
I
me
just lost you, Gertrude.
Gosh, I've got a terrible connection
Hello?
today.
Yeah, she's
Can anybody hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you.
She keeps,
Okay.
hers keeps freezing up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry, and I
So-
apologize. Business card. There she is.
Oh my gosh, today's call is horrible. So Cynthia, I'm going to get you contact details for the Facebook office.
Okay. Where is Los Lunas? Does anybody know?
It's closer to you, Jessica. Are they in Los Lunas or Las Cruces? I'm confused.
They're in Los Lunas. Los Lunas is right next to me.
Okay,
Okay.
so maybe that's not one for you. I got the towns confused.
Yeah, that's okay because I was like so excited. I thought, but I'm not familiar. I didn't think that was close to me. So, but if I can help as backup or anything, that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that about these big companies coming in.
So,
Yeah. And Donna, I am going to start this morning the email introductions to the speakers who have registered. And I'm going to copy you in on that correspondence. If you can then pick up and start making the personal connections with everybody who's registering to speak. I hope that will be okay.
Okay. Can I interject on the registration too? Yes. Make sure that you register, because they are actually moving fast. I had to go through 3 times, but they fixed it. And so they've already started putting pictures up. They've already sent me the sessions that I'm speaking on, as well as I've been recruiting other women who and men who would be interested in participating, and they're starting to go to the site too. So if you've actually been on the advisory council, and you have people who are interested, making sure to add them to the group, but then, you know, following up, because people that may not be on these calls are actually registering. Because
if you guys can keep tabs on the registration page, and make me aware of who you've recruited, so that we can personalize how we connect with them and acknowledge you for letting them know about the conference. So I've just put the link in the chat window, and I hope it's still there, to the, no, it's disappeared when my call dropped off. But let me put that again. I think as a committee, if we can all just keep tabs on it and just constantly keep us updated in terms of who's in your network, who's already signed up, so we can personalize our welcoming them to the WEF event.
Gertrude, excuse me, question. Did we get the Facebook page for speakers, New Mexico speakers set up? Because that's what we had said we were going to do. We were going to do a separate page for all the speakers, because the way WEF does it, Women's Economic Forum, they kind of group each section together and say these are the other speakers in your group. And what we were talking about is doing something a little bit different, is putting the New Mexico speakers Facebook page, so then as a closed system, so then all of the speakers will get to know each other and get to network.
We thought about that, but I think separating them out is going to make it difficult for us to manage. What we are going to do is just add them to the...
Then have we sent them invites in?
What we are going to do is to invite them to the WEF Advisory Council Facebook group. We've created a WEF page and the events page for the cocktail party and for the actual conference. There's 2 separate events that have been created that we're going to start marketing and promoting through Facebook right now. And we're doing this purely for the sake of making the management of all of this simple and easy. If we have...
Fabulous. I just know we talked about, I know there was different things talked about the group, so I'm just trying to assist in following through with what we're doing. So I think that's even better.
Yes, and if you have someone, you guys can all add them to the group if you're already part of the group. And I know that Cynthia and Carolyn, you're already...
So this is Caroline. I had sent an email for speaker suggestions back in March on the 8th, and I've reached out to Senator Mary Kay. Oh?
Yeah, no, it's choppy.
I think her phone died.
You introduced someone, Senator Mary someone?
Can I? Yes, this is Caroline Alexander. If you'll recall, Gertrude, I had sent an email back in March, and you'd asked me to reach out to some of the people. One was the Senator Mary Kay Pappen. I'm just waiting for her office to get back with me. And then Katie Snap and Jean Block are also speakers in New Mexico. I'm not sure if they're willing to do a speech with no compensation, but I am talking to them. And then I have reached out to the, what is it called? The Historical Society of New Mexico, which I thought would be really appropriate for this conference because they have speakers that actually ask for an honorarium of $125. So I don't know if that's going to be of interest to you. So that's one of the things I wanted to ask you before I pursue that further.
Yeah.
And we may have a sponsor may be willing to pay the honorarium. So that might be something to think about if that's a speaker we'd like to have.
Yes. So the exchange for the honorarium would be that they don't pay, that we cover the $99 attendance fee. I think it's going to be hard for us to be running around right now to find sponsors for speakers as well. As
Good point.
Else we're trying to do.
Well, I'll just ask
a few of those as well.
And use it as, you know, a networking event that they get to attend for free and they get to speak.
And we can also perhaps give them, we're going to have a room where people are selling their books and their products and their programs.
Okay. Give them a table?
We're going to just create one space upstairs in the main area where people will be having the teas and coffees and lunch. And have one of our members man it. So we'll put several tables in there. So if anybody has got some product they want to sell, we will sell on their behalf and we will take a percentage. But
you will or you won't take a percentage?
What's that?
You will take a percentage or you won't take a percentage?
We had said we will take a percentage just for management because we might have to hire somebody to actually sit in that room the whole day.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And
Got
manage the sales. We haven't decided on the percentage. It could be a minimum of, say, 10%. But so we're just able to afford to pay someone to manage that for us.
Good.
And the other thing is we've managed to connect with a group of Native American women who are about to start planning a conference of their own. I will be meeting with Vanessa this week, and she's the lady who organizes and manages this group. So they are really keen to collaborate with us. Instead of creating something of their own, they would rather, join our collective and be a part of what we're doing. There's also
I think
another
what she was
woman
going to say was she had talked with them of joining our cause and collaborating together instead of them doing their own separate conference and bringing the powers together. There she is.
We also have another woman who has an organization called Well Women Life. And she has a radio show called The Well Woman Show. And she's going to market aggressively through her database as well to help us get more speakers and more attendees. Anybody else have anything else you'd like to?
She keeps freezing for those of you that are on the phone and can't see.
Can you guys still hear me?
Barely.
Yeah, now.
So did everything I say go? Could you hear what I was saying or not?
The majority of it we got, but then you would freeze midway through, so we got the majority part of what you were trying to say. The last part you were speaking about was kind of cut off a little bit more.
Yeah, I have a terrible connection. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, she's frozen now.
I think if there's anything else you guys want to add, please jump in here.
I'll go along with one of them. The radio station, I introduced Getchewed. I have some friends in northern New Mexico. They own the radio station. So now their son, and they're looking at buying one in Albuquerque as well. So they're interested in possibly assisting and promoting us as well. We just have to talk about that a little bit further with their son who's running it now since they've retired from it. And then I met Dr. Cesar Rey. He is the director of U.S. Latino Business Development for doTERRA. a friend of mine here who sells datura. They sell a hope oil that is, the proceeds go to human trafficking, women trafficking. So she wanted to get me connected because he was in town talking. So we had a great conversation, great chemistry connection, and he's going to get us in touch with their nonprofit part called Healing Hands. So I don't know if some of you sell doTERRA or you're familiar with it, with essential oils. But anyways, he's going to get me in contact with their Healing Hands main directors and make the proper introductions so that hopefully they would be a sponsor as well and assist us on the human trafficking. I don't know where it's going to go, where it's going to lead, but that's a great link in. And you do not have to be a doTERRA agent representative in order to be receiving funds from the Healing Hands organization, their nonprofit part.
Teresa Jackson, we talked about the possibility of adding another category to our speakers' options, talking points. I just want you to fill everybody in terms of what you do for veterans and why it's important for us to include that. You just explain to everyone, because you and I have talked at length.
Absolutely. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I am a veteran of 23.5 years and 14 days in the Air Force, but who's counting? I just retired in 2013, and I survived 3 deployments, 2 to Iraq and 1 to Afghanistan. And of course, with that, as a nurse, I saw some things, and I came back with post-traumatic stress disorder. And I think that's very important that we address that in the veteran community. For anybody that's out here, you know that the military is plagued with that, particularly the soldiers who have come back and have survived. And I'm an advocate and I'm an ambassador for veterans with post-traumatic stress. And so that's near and dear to my heart. That's my passion. I actually have a nonprofit that's called PTSFaces.tv. And it actually helps soldiers and their dependents with post-traumatic stress. I wrote a book that kind of journeys how I actually got through my post-traumatic stress, and it's called At Peace, Not in Pieces. And so with that, I am here to offer another option for our veterans to come and have a resource and to help them be empowered, inspired, and motivated. And I thought this organization and this event would be a great way to start.
Thank you for that. So please help me formulate a broad topic that could address veterans' issues. And I think for all of us, wherever we are, in whatever locations, this is another opportunity for us to tap into another demographic or another group. So just put your thinking caps on. I know one nonprofit here in Albuquerque who focus on veterans. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more out there in every single town, in every single city, in every location. So please reach out to any veteran organizations you might have, and we're going to include that broad topic on our list of presentation topics.
Perfect.
And if anybody else still has anything that...
I just think... No, I was just going to say, I think it's very important, particularly as a veteran, for the community not to forget us. And I believe that, particularly as a female veteran, we are forgotten a lot because there are veterans who suffer from MST, which is military sexual trauma. And one of the pillars are something that I heard today was with children trafficking and things of that nature. So I think there is some synergy with interjecting the military cause and bringing on the military piece, particularly the post-traumatic stress piece. And I think it's well needed, and I just don't want us to be forgotten.
Yeah, no, it's crucial. And I'm really blessed that you came on board, because that was a missing piece. And that's the reason why we're trying to include topics that are relevant to the community so that people don't get overlooked in different facets of life. So thank you for coming on board with that.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else I might have missed out, ladies, that we need to discuss?
Since I had problems logging in, did you clear up whether we are supposed to register for the event if we're a speaker, or if we just register as a speaker? Because that was the confusion, and that was the, I remember the last meeting, it was kind of like, do you register and pay the fee of the 900, or are you allowing speakers just to register to speaker and they attend the conference? We were trying to make that clear so that as we put this out as a promotion, how are we doing that?
Yeah, so the consensus is that we register, if you register as a speaker, we're assuming that you're going to be attending. So you don't have to do it twice, and you don't have to pay. That makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it does to me. I just want to make sure, because I know that, I think, was it Cynthia that you were asking about how do we tell other people we're trying to get these speakers?
Yeah, so repeat that again. What's our final word on this?
So once you're registered as a speaker, the assumption is that you're attending the conference.
Speakers don't pay.
You don't pay.
So if you're registered as a speaker.
Does that make sense?
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Just want to make sure we've got that. Okay. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to share just a little bit, if it's okay. One of the things. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I guess Getcha can't hear me. Anyway, for me, I'm actually speaking to a group of women. I'm in Florida, so I speak to women regularly all around the world because I do a Periscope show almost daily, and I do social media. So you guys can follow me on social media, Tiffany Rochelle, the #1. So I do Twitter, Periscope, Instagram. And what I've really been doing is encouraging women to take the jump, to take the leap. So actually the person that, one of the people who follows me registered over the weekend because she felt, empowered and encouraged to take a leap. So if you're speaking to people about attending and maybe, either participating, I'm telling people they can participate in any number of ways, but I'm really encouraging women to take a stand, because if you know that a lot of people have to pay thousands of dollars to speak on other people's stages, or in our climate, you have to be well-known, well-renowned. We don't know who you are. Let's do this. So what I've been finding is helpful is for women who are at that cusp of sharing their message and they want to take it to a higher level. So if you're speaking to women in that manner and they're saying, well, why would I attend this? Because you always have these people like, well, what am I going to do with my money? If you're worried about what your $99 or the money that you spend to do this, if that's the most important, you're not ready. And I'm just really direct with my conversations. Mm-hmm. What is it you're trying to do? Where is it you're trying to go? Are you trying to share your message? Because this is going to open an opportunity. This is about you capitalizing on contacts, connections, and building a network, which in the long run are going to affect your bottom line if you are doing what you need to do. So I'm finding a lot of women are responding to being able to participate and take the leap, take the jump. So if if you're speaking to women in that stage, that might kind of, help you. I have several women who are like, I want to help, I want to work out, I want to do, I want to do whatever, and they want to bring friends. So just some pointers.
I agree with you 100%, Tiffany, and that's kind of how I've been doing it as well. Networking opportunities that there are, especially in such, like for myself, I have the spiritual health and wellness, being a doctor, but deciding not to practice Western medicine and doing what I do. But at the same time, that's not the only thing I do or I'm involved in. Mm-hmm. And so the beautiful part is there's so many people that have so many experiences of so many walks of life. And that's one of the things I was doing this weekend and telling people about is like, you're going to find people in finance, you're going to find people, loan officers, you're going to find people who are veterans, you're going to find people who are Native American from this, that, or whatever. So there's so many beautiful walks of life, and it's about raising up those higher vibrations. And I do know that this question did come up, though, because they were trying to say some of these speakers, like maybe yourself, has been paid for what you're doing, or other people, and they do have expenses to travel to get here, even the local people, right, taking off the days of work. So I know that I think that we just kind of said that normally if you paid speakers, then this would be like the compensation